going to move on to Bad Batch. Episode 7. I think we were on episode 7.
Yeah.
That's just insane to me. Clone Force 99 gets a visit on Ord Mantell from another holder from the Clone Wars, Commander Rex, a first edition clone trooper who has denied Order 66 and his inhibitor chip removed. Seeing Wrecker's headaches getting increasingly worse, Rex suggests that the Batch need to have their chips removed as well. Because although they resist Order 66, it is also a matter of time before they succumb and turn on their allies. Clearly. They travel to another planet to a Jedi cruiser medical facility to undergo the procedure. But before Wrecker can have his chip removed, he turns on the team and attacks them, nearly killing Omega before Rex can stun him. Wrecker has his chip removed, as do the rest of the crew, and Rex head back to what seems to be the burgeoning Rebel Alliance. Meanwhile, the Empire is notified of the team's presence in the system. What did you think, Brendan?
This was an episode that, for me, was one of the better episodes of the run.
Yeah.
I felt like something meaningful was happening in the story, something that needed to happen. The inhibitor chips being removed. It was maybe like there wasn't a ton of action per se, aside from the brawl between the rest of the troopers and Wrecker, but the action was fine. I couldn't get over it at certain points, like how good it looked. Like I felt like this episode.
Oh, it looks so good.
Really well.
This episode looks so good.
So the water before the Kraken type creature grabs him, and then just kind of the dust particles and stuff in the air were, it looked really good. But the story in general, they kind of set things up with in the beginning with they have their post-mission routine or whatever, that they have like this candy or whatever, Omega and Wrecker, and it sets up that kind of relationship that she has with him, which seems like it's almost like Hunter's dad and Wrecker's mom for her. Yeah. And her relationship with Tech and Echo is just like non-existent. But seeing Rex was cool. I know he's played a big role in like the Clone Wars and maybe in Rebels and stuff like that, but they keep bringing in these characters to connect to those different shows, which is it's fine. But overall, yeah, I really like this episode. I thought it looked really good. I thought at the beginning when they were in the cantina and the stranger showed up that it was going to be Maul, and then it was Rex, but I think the Maul makes it in here at some point. But overall, I really, really enjoyed this episode. This was the best episode that there's been in a while for this show.
I honestly thought it was the best episode so far, because like things actually were at stake. That was like the thing to me, is like that's been my biggest problem with the show, is like it felt like nothing was at stake. It was just like something happens, we have to fix it, and we do, and we move forward. But like now it's like chips in head, and Omega almost gets killed. It's like this weird thing. It's like there's actual tension in the room. It's like Omega's not going to get destroyed, right. But
yeah, it's a cartoon.
There's still that actual tension in the room of that thing. So I thought I thought this was a really good episode. I'm excited. Like it made me more excited for what was going forward. At initially with like the last episode where I wasn't as excited. I thought it was still a fine episode, but like this one is just like, okay, we are in Star Wars territory where things matter, and like I think it's a good episode. There's not. To break this down, you're not breaking a lot of stuff down. They got their chips removed. Now they're kind of doing their own thing, which I think is very cool too. It's like, I know we got vaccinated, so we all have our chips in our arm.
Right.
But,
right.
So we got those chips removed so we can do our own thing. But, I honestly just thought this was like a good episode halfway through the season. It makes you excited for what's happening going forward. I don't know there's much more to say than like this episode made me more excited for what's happening going forward.
Yeah, I definitely think that is, they're going to be leading towards some cool villain reveals and stuff like that, because aside from Tarkin and the Empire, we really haven't gotten any great, like, ooh, look at this cool bad guy sort of thing. There was the Fennec episode or whatever, but outside of that, there wasn't a ton of, hasn't been a ton of interesting villains. But anyway,